think I've got it going okay. All right, so this is a new module, although you're going to turn in 2 modules at once on Sunday. The one that we just did, which was annotations, but going kind of right along with that is plotting and output. So once you've done that, once we've done plotting and output, you'll have touched on and gotten the basics of how to draw, how to edit, how to put annotations on, how to plot, set up your workspace. You're really ready then to start practicing. So this is your kind of, I won't call it your last week of learning, but the last week of getting new stuff crammed at you. And after this, you're just going to practice the things that you've already seen to develop skill. Okay? So, and you can imagine, you do all this drawing and editing and annotating. If you can't give your client the work, it's not useful. So we have to output it somehow. And so we're going to talk mostly about plotting. Output comes in many, many, many different styles. Output can be saving it in a different file format, loading it to the cloud, merging it with another file. But one type of output is a plot where you put it into some presentation. Now, plots, we commonly think of them as being on paper, and you're going to see that. That's why the layout looks like a piece of paper, and we call it paper space. But very commonly, you're going to plot to PDF or DWF or some other file format that has their own sheet or page style. Okay, so we have to learn how to get our work to people. So here's the process that you're going to go through all the time. You're going to make your thing. You're going to draw the thing in model space, your object, the thing you want to make. Then you're going to go to a layout and put in your title block. Then you're going to put in your dimensions on paper space and your annotations on paper space. And then you're going to plot your work. That's sort of how it works. So let's see what we can tell about plotting work. First of all, there's some directions here. Okay. And this is literally what you're going to do. Okay, you're going to take various drawings, and we're going to use different sizes of paper. You can plot the same thing on different sizes, but I'm going to give you a bunch of different things to plot, and you're going to put them on different sizes of paper. And we're going to use what's called A size, which is 8.5 by 11 letter. I better put that on there. I'll put that on there. And B size, which is 11 by 17 tabloids. Okay, so those are the 2 paper sizes we're going to deal with. And then there's 2 orientations. There's landscape, where the long side of the paper is at the bottom as you're reading the drawing. Or there's portrait, where the short side is at the bottom. And then we've got output formats. We've got paper, which we're not using this semester because I don't know that everybody has a paper plotter, and the college is not going to buy one for everybody. So we're not going to do that, but we've got PDF and DWF. Okay, so if you look at it, just in that, you've got a whole bunch of different things you could do. Okay? So what are you going to do? Every output requires a title block and an object. We may or may not put dimensions and annotations on it. As a matter of fact, I'm not asking for them. I'm just asking for a title block and an object. So that's an object in model space. And then you go to your paper space, layout, and put the title block on. And then you plot it. And your title block should fit. That's important. Your title block should fit. Okay. Each output, I'd like to see a picture, an image of your layout setup manager. I will show you how to do that. And then you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different files. On an A-size PDF, you're going to do the bracket drawing, and it's going to be landscape. An A-size DWF, you're going to do the swing bracket, landscape. A B-size 11 by 17 architectural floor plan, landscape. B-size DWF, site plan, landscape. And an A-size PDF plumbing diagram, portrait. So that's what you're going to do. And literally, these will take you 5 minutes if you know how to do it. And each one will be half an hour if you don't. But that's okay. That's good practice. Okay? So that's what it's all going to be about. So I've made a folder for you of plotting exercises. So here's that README we were just doing. And oh, look, these are back. Along with some new title blocks for you. So here's the bracket drawing again. Here's the civil plot plan again. Here's the floor plan. Here's the piping ISO. And here's the swing bracket. Notice those were all identified here. And each one of those has the size and the format. Size and format and orientation. So if I'm going to do an A-size landscape, which title block will I use? A-size landscape. Now this ATT I'm going to tell you about, you don't really have to know about it, but it's called with attributes. And it's just a simple thing that you should know about, but you don't actually do it until DT 302, Design 302. Okay? So A-size landscape. A-size portrait. B-size landscape. So all of your information is right in here. What to do, where to get the files, and which one of these to put on. So I'm going to, I think I have those all in my directory so that I do not have to download those. Do I have the, yes, I think I do. Well, I'll look around for them. Hopefully I'll be able to find them. Maybe I better just download them as I go. So what's our first one to do? Let me just demonstrate with one of them. I'll do bracket drawing. So the first thing I'm going to do is download my bracket drawing. And it's going to be an A size landscape. So I better download my A size landscape. And now I'm pretty sure that I need to get to, hold on a sec, I've got to find it somewhere in here, my Autocad. So my Autocad is going to turn on. And here's how I go about doing each one of these. So watch, I'm not going to demonstrate every single one. I'm going to demonstrate this one and let you learn the process. And then you'll do it on each one separately. So I'm going to open a file. Oh, I got to make this, I got to make them smaller. There we go. I just opened that file. And I say, hey, I recognize that. I recognize that. Okay, and I'm also, well, I'll get it out of my downloads. So now I'll go to a layout, and I need an A size layout. Here's how I determine what size this layout is. I right click on my layout tab in the lower left. Right click on layout tab, lower left. And I'm going to set that page up. Click. And I'm going to modify it. And all the stuff comes up. So the first one is, what plotter do I want to use? I want to use a PDF plotter. And I see that there's a lot of them on here. Microsoft PDF, Adobe PDF, AutoCAD PDF. My gosh. Well, I tend to pick the AutoCAD versions because I know they're integrated with my software. So I'm going to do AutoCAD PDF. So up here, it's AutoCAD PDF. And I'm going to check out the properties just to make sure everything looks okay. Properties. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. Yeah, no, don't need all that. Let's see what's under options. Oh, look, what's my quality? Well, I'm just going to leave it alone. But if you do need to do quality adjustments, you can do them there. What size piece of paper am I working with? So right now, I've got A size. Full bleed means that there's no border. Now, many printers require a border, but I'm going to use this one. I like it. Full bleed, 8.5 by 11. That sort of makes sense to me. If I wanted a different one, I could move up and maybe do 11 by 17 full bleed. And what do I want to plot? Usually, I want to plot whatever is on that layout, the piece of paper. There are other things that I could plot, but we're going to talk about those later in the course. Right now, I just want us to do this. And that means that this plot offset and everything, I can move stuff around, but I'll just want to make sure everything fits on that piece of paper. Now here's a really interesting thing. You get to tell it about how you're going to do the colors and everything. And there's all these ways that AutoCAD can read your layer colors and adjust them to the plot colors. That's what this plot style table, it still says pen assignments. We had plot pens back in the 1990s and the 1980s. I don't think any plotters actually have pens anymore, but they still say that. But what this is it just translates your layer colors to a set of colors on the piece of paper. Now for technical documents, we usually do monochrome or grayscale. So I'm going to ask you to do grayscale. And our quality will be set as normal, although you could change it. I don't even bother with these plot options. Leave them alone. And since I'm just plotting a piece of paper, I want to leave my paper 1:1. This is not the scale factor of your viewport and your drawing. This is my piece of paper and how it's going to come out on my printing machine. So if I had a metric printing machine, I'd have a scale where I'd change it to millimeters. But I don't. I have an English machine. And I tell you, I always do a preview because I go through all those settings and usually something goes wrong. So let me check it out. Click. Oh no. What's missing? Right off the bat, I think everything looks right, but I haven't put my title block in yet. So I set up my piece of paper. Everything looks right. So now I have to insert my title block. And I think I've got it already showing, but I'm going to have to go look in my downloads, right? For it. Where's my downloads? There it is, right there. So that's the one I want to put in. And you'll see it looks different than the other one we had. And I'm doing that on purpose. It's because I haven't had a oh, look what happened. As soon as I let go, this stuff pops up. And those are all the things that you might need to change. This is called attributes. So class number and name. TESGN 301. Intro CAD. Plot A size PDF. Scale 1=1. Now, see how this is a weird thing. See how that's really wide? It's just the way that this block is set up. So if I double click on it, it goes, okay. If I want it to shrink, I just start adding a bunch of spaces. And that's just the way this title block is set up. Oh. And this scale should say 1 = 1. And see how stretched out it is? So I'll apply a bunch. There we go. It's just kind of a weird title block, but it works. Now look, for some reason, that's not 1 = 1. So I'm going to change it back. It's locked. And I'm done. That's it. That's it. Oh no, I need to actually make my output. File, print, or print, or type plot, or they give you so many darn ways to do this. Plot. So I don't know which one you want to do. I'll do this one up here. Print. And look, all those settings that I set were remembered because I did it in that layout setup. But I'm going to preview it again just to be sure. Huh, dang, that looks great. Plot. And where am I going to put it? You guys all have your own system. So this is going to be, I'm going to call this output, output a PDF landscape. How's that sound? Ha ha ha. There we go. Now, I do need to show you how I'd like you to put a copy of your page setup manager in here. So this is one other thing to do. Right click, page setup manager, and I'd like you to just take a snip of that. And I'm going to copy that. Paste. Clipboard. Paste. And look, it's huge. So I don't want it to be huge. I'm going to put it down here. And if I click on it, there. And it's not super clear, but it's okay. It'll show somebody what you're working on here. If you want to, you can move this over. Try not to get it right on the corner. We do like to see the border. There. So now when I do my plot, this time I'm going to do it a different way. Print, preview. And I always look to see that it shows up. If it did not show up, somebody tell me what might have been the problem. If that didn't show up, and so Eric asked, does it matter if you work in layout 1 or 2? No, it makes absolutely no difference. So why might, if that had not shown up, what would I go check? Yep. I'd check which layer I placed it on and see if it was a layer that was non-plot, right? But it does look good. So I'm going to go plot. And I'm just going to overwrite it. This is what I'd like you to submit. Okay, so you take a snip of this and put it in your portfolio. And you'll submit your output your PDF, and you'll output and you'll submit your AutoCAD drawing. So let's see if I just went submit your portfolio, the AutoCAD file, and the plotted file. So this is pretty straightforward compared to some of the things we've done. Okay, and it puts you into a new little thing. I'm using files that you're already familiar with. You do not need to draw these. And I've also said that you do not need to put your dimensions on it and stuff like that. I will say that if you want to just plot the good drawing that you finished in the last module, I will perfectly accept that. So if you go, wait, I love all that work I did, I want to show it off again, you're allowed to do that. Okay? But if you plot something that kind of has a lot of mistakes on it, then I'm not going to be as happy with it. And so, because I have not had a chance yet to formally review and grade your work from the last unit, I'm giving you the file to work with. Okay, any questions about that?
Yeah, Mr. Schuster, I didn't understand what a portfolio exactly was.
Okay, let me find your portfolio for this. And maybe I put a link in here. Just link to the folder. And I'm going to talk about all these a little bit more again. So let's see, where do you find, let's look and see, where do you find your portfolio? How are you going to find that? So that's a good question. You go to Canvas. You go to our class. Where are you going to find the portfolio work? Modules. There's here's output and plotting. It's going to be in the submittal for grading, right? That's where they've been so far. So I'll find that one. Oh man, did I not put it in there? Well, good question, Jake. I didn't give you the link. So I'm going to go back to template. Well, darn it. I need to know where that is. Okay, I'm going to have to find. Wow, Jake, you nailed me on that one. There it is right there. So let me go put that in there. There we go. So that's cleaned up, and let's put it on here. There. So let's take a look at this. Here's your front page. Layout setup. Now you can put one on here, or you could put each one on here, right? It's up to you. But we want to know that you know where your layout setup manager is. So that would be a screenshot of that. Cool. Here we go. Got that one moving. The next page is plot a size layout. Oh, plot a layout that's PDF letter size. And that should probably say landscape. DWF letter. Make it more clear. Make it more clear. And that one already has it. Okay. So you're just going to put that image in there. So as an example then, I would take my plotted image, which is, where did I actually plot it? Is it still up here? No, I need to plot. I'll just do my preview. There we go. And that would show up on here. Remember, we always move it from the corners. See if I can get that to line up to the middle. Here we go. So that's what it might look like. Okay. Yes, please use the new title page unless you're doing it on your own one that has all of your annotations on it. So
you
Janice,
want me to put that bar right there?
yes. So Janice asks and Jake asks, which title block?
About this right here. The thing. What's it called?
The title block?
Not the title block, the other thing.
This thing?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that belongs on there.
What is that?
Okay, so I'll show you again. That was a screenshot of that. That's my page layout. That's what the whole thing is all about. So this whole unit is about how do you use your page manager to set up your layout to be plotted properly. So I want to see that you set up your page layout to be plotted properly. Okay? So now let me do an 11 by 17 for you. Okay, so now I'm going to save this as something. Now I'll go put this somewhere. output A size landscapes, output A size PDF landscape. So let's take a look at another one. Let me do a B size DWF landscape. So again, I'm going to go through a process. Let me put it down here for you. Open file. Set up your layout, page size, and output format. Add the title block, print. Okay, so I said I was doing site plan. Oh, that's civil plot plan. There we go. But I said layout 1, layout 2 won't make a difference. I need to set this up to be DWF or DWFX. I'm going to do the DWFX because it opens in a browser easier. See those properties. I always check the Oh my gosh, that looks so complex. I'll forget about it. What size do I want now? I'll try this full bleed size B. Layout, that looks good. Plot styles, didn't I say I was going to use Grayscale? Yeah, let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, look. See how that's an 11 by 17? Cool. So I can save that. Now I have to put in my title block. So I need another title block, right? This one is a B size landscape. So I remember how to do that. I do insert, and I have to go find it, right? Because it's not loaded up yet. B size sketch landscape. There it is, right there. Oh, it's tiny. That same darn thing that happened. Scale. Oops. Uniform scale of 12. There. Got it. And I don't care if you fill all this stuff out or what you do, won't matter. So now look, I can actually make this bigger if I want. Cool. Not required, but I might want to put that more in the middle. Not required. So there we go. I got things. It looks like it's going to fit here pretty well. I might move this like really get right on there if I can. These aren't going to show up. I'm just kind of careful. I like to take care of little things like this. So that it looks really good. And now I can plot. It's set for DWF and things looking good. Let's hope everything looks okay. Ha ha! Look at that. There's a good drawing. Print. CAD drawing to submit. DWF. This is going to be output. Output. B size. Landscape. DWFX. There. Oh, what did I forget? I wanted a snip of this. So this is where you get it, Jake. I'm going to take a snip of my page setup. I'm going to copy it. I did Control C. And it's huge. There. I got it on kind of a weird layer, don't I? See prop? I'll probably put that on text or border, something like that. There we go. Oh, what did I do? What happened? Did I put it on the wrong one? Yeah. There we go. Oh, that'll look much better. It's even better still. So you see where I got that, Jake? I got it from my page setup manager. Plot. Preview. Oh, even better. Okay. And of course, I could open that with a DWF. If you don't have a DWF viewer, you might need to take your image from here. Okay? And that would go in here. Now I'm going to get rid of this because you need to put your work in there, not mine. Recording from the last lecture. There should be. Save that. Let's go back and look. Where would you find it? It would be here. Oh! Looks like I still need to put that up. Thank you for asking. I'm making a note to go find it. That was Thursday the 1st. Thank you. Okay, it'll be just a sec. We'll have our lab coming up in a minute. I think I'm done here. Let me just make sure. That I've gone over everything that I want to go over. Okay, so you should know about all the different paper sizes. Wikipedia is great. A size, B size, C size, D size. Do you guys know what that is? Who knows what that pattern is? Fibonacci series. Thank you. Isn't that cool? So that comes off the Fibonacci. But A, B, C, and D, and E. Size. Those are the different sizes. Orientations are portrait and landscape. We're not using paper, but you really should be familiar with PDF. Okay, and so the free reader, that's all fine. We invented PDF, blah, blah, blah. You should know about PDF, what's happening with PDF, what they're doing. It really does run much of the world. And this DWF is slowly being replaced, but you can check it out. It's really quite a tool for Autodesk product. And you can look at 3D stuff and all sorts of things like that. So you definitely want to be able to understand DWF. Now they have Bluebeam and Navisworks, but this is a good old tried and true. Okay, there we go. That should be it. So, Brian, shoot, go ahead. Send me a question. Oh, you bet. You bet. We'll go over there and I'll catch you in the office. Okay, so I'll be right there. Brian, how do you add an Adobe PDF printer to the print profile? You have Microsoft PDF, but not Adobe PDF. Do you have AutoCAD PDF? So that's for Robert. So I do believe it's native in there. I think that this one comes up no matter what if you download AutoCAD. Okay, cool. Then you'll just need to use one of those. I'm swapping microphones now, by the way, folks. Are you guys able to still hear me? I hope. Cool. Okay, so Robert, you're going to want to um, just use one of these four that are up here, and that should be fine. Should send you to it. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Is this Brian? Oh, Robert. Okay. Cool. Okay. Then you should be in good shape. Let me check. Sorry about that. Let me check over here with Brian. What have you got cooking, Brian? Yep, sure can. Yep. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Yep, I just turned off my screen so you can share yours. Yeah, we had in our presentation this morning, the person had to go in and change some weird Chrome settings so that he could get something to work and all this other kind of stuff. Okay, so Oleg, I see you have a question. I'll be with you in a minute after I take Brian's. It's down. If you go right straight down from where you're at, there should be a video screen and a little bit about your account. Well, that's actually it came up over on Google. There we go. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, I wonder if that's still. Hold on. I'm going to stop presenting mine. There you go. Yep. 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 Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's just it. I don't know why that's at 45.2. Kind of weird. Um, well, yeah. No, it's just not drawn right. The snaps weren't on. So so there we go. But that looks good. Yeah. Change that to 0. Yeah, I can tell right now that you're in, although your Google Meet sharing is on top of it, you're in model space. You need to click the see how it says model there, right next to your grid snap. Not that one. Go over more, over to the right. That one. See, you're doing all that stuff in the model. So anytime you move in and out, it does that. So I bet you, yeah, if you go over there, yep, yep, yeah. So, yep. Let's see. Move it over to the side a little bit and just see the. No, move your dimension. Is it out of its normal position? Yeah, and see if a leader shows up. Yeah, just move it sideways. Okay, so it's locked in on that somehow. right click on the grip. Yeah, and let's just see if it allows you to put that in there. I'm looking at it and I'm not seeing it. Go down to your properties and see if it says it, if it allows you to do it in your property. Otherwise, I'm going to have to play around with it a little bit and try to figure out where that is. Dimension, annotation, no. Open it up a little bit and go down to your lines and arrows. There we go. Let's see. External line on, dim line text, 0. Arrow size, go down a little bit farther, see if there's another property that will allow us to. Well, it's not showing. Yeah, undo best fit. Yeah, do text and arrows because it says move text add leader. So I don't know why it's not doing that. But you got just about everything else in there. So yeah, yep, yep, that'll be cool. Okay, cool. There we go, and I'll have to go look around at those, figure out what's going on. Okay, cool. All right. And so Oleg, you're up next. What's your question? I can hear you. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, there we go. That'll be good. Okay. And Eric, you have a question? Doing good. Yeah, and it's a close stretch, but you can get it in there. Let me go ahead and which one? Swing bracket or bracket? Okay, let me open bracket. So you can see what I did is I moved my bracket over because there's, oh, oops, there we go. Okay, and let me make it so that I can see what I'm presenting too. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. Um, if I'm in the model, oops, I got it locked. I can move this all around, but my annotations are not in the model. And so if you, now I'm going to lock it back up. So one thing to do is to actually move everything but, so since I exploded it, I'm going to get that out of the way for a moment. Okay, now I can move everything. See how everything goes together? But I have to move the viewport and all the dimensions. Do you see what's going on there? Okay, and then I can go put this back. And you'll see that there's, right, that I can get that chamfer thing way up to the corner. Yep, so, right, so I got my title block out of the way, and then I moved the viewport, which essentially moves where the part is, but then I also have to move the little, yeah. Yep, and so it's a squeeze. You can see I got these things squeezed over quite a bit, but you can get it in there. Cool. And now I'm going to, there we go. And it does fit, it's just pretty squeezy. Any other questions right now? Okay, then I'm gonna take a 10-minute break. I suggest you guys do too. It's always good to get up and stretch and do stuff like that. Go ahead and finish up this stuff if you're still working on these, or start working on your outputs. And I'll be back in about 10 minutes to start taking even more good questions. Okay. Open for some more questions. Actually, I need to stop.